All right, so the final topic we have here is our top 5, and this is co-op video games with literally no rules or regulations. So it's going to be very, it's going to be very interesting on how people made their lists. Matt, because none of us, the text messages that I sent in the chat was literally all the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, sorry, I've been busy all week.
No,
so
I figured that.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, like, none of us talked about this. I think I maybe asked Eric later on, like, if he wanted to do, like, do you want to include MMOs?
Right.
Do you want to include games?
I meant to write back that maybe not MMOs, but I guess like you said, I didn't. So if they're there, they're there.
Yeah, I guess quickly just kind of talk about what, like, for me, mine's not really a definitive order either. Like I think that all these could barely irk each other out over and over.
Sure.
And the other thing is, like, I have no MMOs. I actually don't have, no, all my games that I have on my list are literally co-op. Like, there's no, like, team versus team and stuff like that.
I'm with you. I did the same thing.
Okay.
True co-op.
Yeah, true co-op. Like, you're playing against the game, trying to work together to beat the game. So what did y'all do? Matt, Eric?
The same except for one.
Yeah, kind of the same, right?
Okay, cool. And the other thing is I picked mostly, all mine are modern games. But, I mean, there was no stipulation on that either.
I'm not sure what qualifies as modern.
Last 10 years?
Like on newer consoles or computer.
Okay.
Like no Nintendo games.
Like, I didn't put any Super Nintendo games.
I got an honorable mention that's 30 years old.
I've got my honorable mention is where I put something in there, but
right. That's cool.
Let's start with who we want to end it with. Matt, you want to end it? Eric, you start.
All right. So number 5 for me is a game called Overcooked, which you are a lot of chefs, and you're trying to get together different vegetables and chop them up and make certain things to complete these orders.
Where do you play this on?
You can play it on PC. You can play it on a lot of the different consoles as well. So
I've seen videos of it. I just didn't know what it was on.
We played it.
We played
technically
it
on PC. Eric bought me the Steam. What's it called? The streamer thing that you can stream it to your TV. Mm-hmm. So my computer's running it, but it's streaming to my TV. So we played it down here on the with Xbox controllers. Gotcha. So it felt like a console game.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. And actually, you know what's funny? It's on the Nintendo Switch. I'm straight going to buy it. And then I can carry it with me and we can play it. Because you can actually use half the controller to play it.
How much does it cost to buy it?
Oh,
it's
like
like $30.
Oh, I would say even less than that.
Well, on the Switch, it's $35.
Okay.
Well, Overcooked 2, I think 1 is $20.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we played it on the Switch. When I was visiting my brothers, we played it 3 players, and it could get kind of hectic.
It's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's like, I need onions or I need the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Chop them up. Get the dirty plate.
It looks like good fun. I haven't played it, but I did watch, when I was coming up with this list, I watched some things to try to modernize myself a little bit. It looked good.
Did you play 2 or just 1?
I believe that was 2. But
you and I played 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they kept it pretty similar. We didn't get far in it. So,
yeah. Well, you don't really have to play it that long to realize if you're going to like it or not.
Oh, yeah. And I think I do. I did enjoy it. And I'm not sure on how much it changes, progressing through the levels, but we played it kind of earlier on the levels.
Have you ever played Walkstar, the board game?
We have.
Yeah, I have that. I sought that out specifically. My only thing with, well, we'll come back. We'll do that later.
Sorry. Okay.
But yes, I like it.
Yeah,
I have some issues with it, but I like it a lot.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Probably the same issues if I had to guess. My number 5 is Portal 2. I don't know if you've ever played Portal. Have you played this?
I've not played any Portal games. I want to. I know. I need to. Because I'm assuming that was probably the like PS3.
Yeah. Yes, but it came with a code for the PC, so I played a lot of it on the PC.
Okay, so that was the years I kind of missed out on console gaming. So
spectacular. Higher on my list.
On Portal 2?
Love it.
All right, we'll come back to it, but oh my God, it is so good.
Ah,
agreed.
Okay.
My number 5 is Resident Evil 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know you could do this until I was looking at things.
That's like the only way I played this game.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because when you play it just one player, you have this other character that's just sort of
they
like
said
following you
they said
around.
the AI is
just
awful.
bugging
It
you.
is.
Yeah.
Right.
You're dragging them around with you. It's really irritating.
Yeah. This was literally the first game I ever platinumed on PlayStation 3. I don't know if you know what that means.
I don't know.
You know
Got
how
all
like
the
in
trophies.
I got
Oh,
all
okay.
the trophies, achievements.
Oh, yeah.
Once you
brilliant.
get all of them, which is really hard to do, then you unlock the platinum trophy.
Okay.
It was pretty difficult.
I
There's
love
stuff
this
in there.
game
I think it's
because-
like kill 8 guys at once with a rocket launcher.
Oh my
When is
God.
there ever that many people? Like there's
Right.
only like a couple of spots in the game you can do it.
You have so much patience.
Right? Yeah.
It was really fun.
I
played this a lot.
I played the whole game, two-player couch co-op. Just
Yes.
it's the best.
This one made my short list, but only because most of mine in here are more than 2 players.
The tension of the awkwardness of those controls and things are closing in on you.
Walk, stop.
Yeah,
And then you like aim. Pow, 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 pow.
exactly. That was the best
Yeah.
part, honestly.
Yeah. Resident Evil 6 I was so excited for it. It's bleh,
Yeah.
bleh.
I stopped at 5, so I don't know.
That's fair.
My number 5 is it's a staple anymore, but I do like Halo. I don't play it a ton,
yeah.
but definitely at your party, 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
That was a blast. I did actually play this with my son a lot, actually sitting on the same TV, so playing against the game, not
The campaign
against
mode.
people. Yeah, campaign mode.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually like the campaign. I think the rest of it's garbage.
Oh, what?
No, the rest of them could be fine. But
It can
Halo,
be fun,
like Halo
but
2
it
back
was
in the day was so good.
The fact that you could play the campaign with a friend was fantastic.
Yeah.
Nearly made my list.
the campaign is great.
yeah, so
I think the P versus P part of it was great as well.
I mean, it's cool that it's
Doesn't count.
incredibly dated, even when it was released, but that's fine.
my number 5.
Oh, all right. Number 4 for me is get out your guitar, your drum set, and your mic.
Oh.
Get ready to rock out on Rock Band.
Oh, that's a good
I
choice.
forgot about this game.
I did too. That's a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's pretty awesome.
We've done it here in not the distant future, maybe a year ago, but like back in the day, we got this out
All the time.
Yeah,
That's
all the
like
time.
your-
that was so
If
good.
you didn't play Halo, you were playing this pretty
Right,
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm actually surprised from you that's not even higher up, but it'll be interesting to see what else is there.
That should have made my list. Now that
Yeah,
you
it might.
mention it.
Yeah, I'm kind of same with you. Like
It's not definitive.
all these are pretty similar.
That's
out
fair.
There.
Yeah.
So
My number 4 is Dungeon Defenders.
Yes.
This game
I
is
figured you'd have this on there.
fantastic. It is so good. It's like a wave-based tower defense game, but it's a 3D environment. In between waves, you run around and build towers, but then when you're actually the wave is coming at you, it's like RPG. So you run around and hack and slash things while your towers are killing stuff, and
Wow.
it is so good. Like, other than the other games that are farther up on the list, this game could definitely just hit number 1.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check this out.
I like a lot of tower defense type of.
Yeah, I like
games.
that. I'm okay with tower defense. I don't mind it. I'm okay with them on the phone, but I have like no interest in playing something like that on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea behind this is when you've got the tower defense mechanism going on, then you're also in the thick of it, just hitting
Right.
stuff.
Which a lot of the phone games, you kind of set everything
And just wait.
and see
Right.
how well your setup did.
Right.
There's a tower defense game on Kickstarter right now for a board game called Kingdom Rush, and it's like a true tower defense
Oh,
game.
That's the app I love.
yeah. Oh, hey,
Is
Matt.
it?
Matt.
Oh my god.
They made a board
That's
game.
like my favorite app ever.
Okay, remember when Tim was saying you should get on Tabletopia?
Yeah.
You really should, because it's on there.
Oh.
We've got to play it.
And it's free, Matt.
Is it?
Even if it's not, we'll spring for $3.
Yeah, somebody can. I'd rather just spring for 6 and buy the game.
No, I have every Kingdom Rush downloaded on my iPad. So.
Okay, so next Thursday, this is planned.
Be
Fair
there.
Oh, sorry. What number are we on?
You're 4.
Okay, my 4 is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bomb that one player is manipulating and reading clues off of, and there's another player or is manipulating, like trying to defuse, and another player is flipping desperately through this manual to find out how to defuse the bomb based on the clues that they get from the person with the bomb, and is trying to tell them in real time how to do it.
And the second player doesn't even see that.
No,
doing it right.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. Is there a non-VR to this as well? Did you play it VR?
I've only played it non-VR.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a VR version of it where the person with the headset sees the bomb and picking it up and moving it around.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
And then everybody else is like looking at the TV screen and flipping through it with a controller, like the manual.
Okay.
You don't have to print it out.
We print it out because it's just much more fun.
It probably is better because then you can have 3 or 4 people and then split the manual up and kind of like everybody frantically flip around.
No, we didn't do it that way. Just one person with the manual.
Yeah.
Because it's really funny when that person can't find what they're looking for.
Right.
It's like, tell me what it is again. Is it square with 2 lines or whatever?
It's so good.
Because it's like you're basically just describing things to look up in the book, right?
It's a communication problem game, and I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Awesome.
My number 4, I just went really general with this because I didn't see a reason to differentiate, but I just put hack and slash. So like
all of them.
Yeah, Diablo 2 and 3, Champions of Norath, the Baldur's Gate games. I mean, all that just hack and slash. I know that whenever me and my wife first got together, I would take my PlayStation 2 down to Georgia when I would stay with her during the weekends and
play some Champions.
We'd play some Champions of Norath. So
good.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
Cool.
Hack and slash.
All right. Number 3 for me is Left 4 Dead. There's a 1 and a 2. Pick your game there. But you're just surviving.
Oh, you're
as a
just
team.
saying both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the same.
Yeah, they're basically the same. You're just surviving as a team, just mowing down hordes of zombies. So I always liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
It would be cool if it was. They came out with a 3rd one that modernized the controls. I never played them, and when we played them that one night,
It took a lot of getting used to.
It's like never playing Halo and going and playing Halo. You're like, why is the sprint some random button? What is going on? So yeah.
Yeah, good games, but not my style really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were good though.
It made my short list.
That's fair. My number 3 is kind of like, not really like Matt's, but I put Borderlands.
Just
but
all of them.
But it could be any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are so much fun to go through with other people. It is fun to go through by yourself, but when you have somebody else, man, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've never played it with other people, so this game did not make my list.
I figured that.
Same here.
I've never played it with another person, so I just like it solo. I'm good with that. So
I don't like it solo. I've tried it, and I just
Oh really?
it was boring. I didn't like it.
Oh, so good with I loved it solo as well, but when you got somebody else running through it, it's so much better.
I'm sure I would like it better. Yeah.
Or I wouldn't say better, it's just a lot of enjoyment.
Right. You are sharing those experiences.
My whole thing is, everything's better if you're sharing.
The biggest thing is you get into the buggies, and then one person's controlling the guns.
right.
The only problem with that is,
Like in Halo, you're in Humvee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, the interesting thing is it's actually kind of more of a handicap because when you're playing solo and you control the buggy, like that thing is like a missile guided system. You will hit everything you aim at because you basically just target it and shoot, and it does everything for you. So when you get somebody else in the seat and they suck at shooting, you're like, wow, just get out and I'll play by myself.
And you leave them in the dust.
Yeah. Borderlands 1, I think, had some really cool multiplayer vehicles because they had like this one, like, I don't know, it's like a massive military vehicle. One person can throw landmines, one person controls a turret, one person's driving. Like, it had all 4 positions doing something different. I never played that with more than 2 people, though. So, but anyway, Borderlands.
Awesome. My number 3 was Portal 2, but I'll just put in one of my extras.
Oh, since we already talked about Portal.
Since we already talked about Portal 2, yeah. Which, unless you want to talk about it now, it's.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great game, but I mean,
is it like a really, which I haven't played it either, is a really puzzly type of.
Very puzzly.
what I
yes.
heard.
There's so many levels to it, and it gets really intriguing.
There is no alpha gamer. I mean, I guess you kind of can, but I didn't play it split screen. I played it across the internet. You can't see what the other person sees. If you're playing split screen, you're like, all right, walk over there a little bit, do this.
That's true, yeah.
And so I think that might dilute it a little bit.
I agree.
But man, when you're playing it over the internet and you can't see where they're at, and like, no, shoot it up higher. Shoot up higher. Right there. Oh no, you're right. That didn't work. You know, it's like
it's one of the thinkiest co-op games I've ever played. It's fantastic.
it is so good.
Okay.
It is the unfortunate thing, and the only reason I put it in 5 is because it basically is like you play it once and you don't play it again.
Not true.
Yeah. Oh no.
You don't think so?
I still
After
play
you
it.
figure out all the
Even if you
Puzzles?
know.
I can't remember them all.
Oh no, I could go back and play it now.
Yeah,
But once you beat it, you're done for a while.
yeah, that's true. But
But-
it's so satisfying.
It is really satisfying.
Yeah.
I as a matter of fact, out of all the games on here, even though I put it as number 5, I would recommend this one the most out of all my games that I even thought about.
okay.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Right.
Cool.
Me?
Yeah.
My number 3, even though this is pretty much a hack and slash, I felt like it was different enough from the other ones, but Castle Crashers, which was like this little indie game. I think it cost like 99 cents on Xbox 360.
I put this on my short list.
Oh man, it was so much fun. The cartoony, it had like some pretty lewd humor to it. But man, it was just so much fun. Me and the kids sat around and played this a bunch. So
It is so good. It's hack and slash, but it's more like the side scrolling beat 'em up.
yes,
Is really
right.
what it is.
Yeah, because it does side scroll. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had did you go collect all the weapons and
Yes,
stuff like that?
yeah.
Oh, it's
all
so
the,
good.
all the different little animals and stuff that you could have with your little critters.
Animal
and
orbs.
Animal orbs.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
If I didn't like the other games better, this is the only game that I've ever really played with Rachel, and we beat it. So it's
nice.
accomplishment. It was
Yeah.
so good. Those little animal orbs are so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds
That's a
great.
good game.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look it up.
It's really good. It's all hand drawn. Like,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's really good. Eric, you played it.
No. I think you
You
told me
say
about
no. I'm pretty sure you played it.
it. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Oh no, maybe it was Dungeon Defenders that you had played.
Okay.
I have to play that one
Do you
too.
remember either one of these?
No. Mm-mm.
I thought you had played it with Mark over there at their house or something.
I mean, it would have been a long time ago.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, you and I have to play these.
Yeah. All right. Number 2 for me is Destiny 2. This is 2.
Figure this would
yeah.
pop up on your.
So it's Halo-esque. It plays pretty similar to it. So you have the campaigns and you have the strikes, which are missions, and then you have big raids that you can get. A 4-man team or a 6-man team, and play through it. And they're pretty challenging as well. So, and if you don't want to do that, you can just P versus P, and that's good as well.
Doesn't count.
I left it off the list on purpose
Yeah,
because it's not a straight co-op.
that is true.
Otherwise, it probably would have been.
But just like most other games, you can solo all these other games if you wanted to. If you're talking about
No, I mean like all the other games, or at least from my position, I didn't want to put MMOs because it's got co-op, it's got single player, it's got multiplayer, it's got team versus team. I mean, it's got like everything going on for it.
right,
I wanted to strictly choose games that when you play it with somebody else, it's like you are playing against the game the whole time.
which you could.
Well, I didn't say you didn't have to.
Oh,
About that. We never talked about it, so
you never have to go to like Crucible stuff if you didn't want to.
yeah, no, you don't. But
Right.
I totally agree with you. It's absolutely amazing. I am very glad that we started playing it.
Yeah.
For this list, I chose to leave it off. Otherwise, it would probably be in number 2. Although I do have, I don't know, I've played it more than my number 1 probably.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Oh, me.
Yep.
What number are we on?
Number 2.
My number 2 is Diablo. Fill in the blank with the number.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Diablo, specifically 2 and 3. Diablo 1 was good, but it was only really great when we made up a version of it. We called it Diablo Quest or D-Quest. The way it worked is, because you ever played Diablo 1?
I played it very briefly, and then I got so tired of just clicking. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2
couldn't
and 3,
take
they
that.
had it where you click once and hold, and your guy would run after their arrow.
But even just to hit people, you had to just click, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You do a
then
lot
they
of
had it
clicking.
to where you click and hold, and your guy would just keep hitting it.
Yeah.
Diablo 3 added a lot more like button clicks with your fingers to do special abilities.
Okay.
You might like Diablo 3 a lot better.
Maybe.
Yeah, a lot of
Never
people
got
give it
There's a
garb.
lot more going on in 3.
Oh, 3 is
yeah.
awesome. 3 is awesome. I think Diablo 2, I have better experiences with Diablo 2. I think Diablo 3 is a better game.
I used to play Diablo 2 all the time. Get those Soji rings.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
pretty much funded your education at that point.
Well, it helped a little bit.
Yeah.
Put some magic find on.
Right. Yeah. stack that up, kill some ball.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Oh, the D-Quest thing, by the way, if you're curious, here's how you play it. It's actually really fun to do even today. You start in town, and the way Diablo works is you're just on the surface, and once you go in, you keep going down and down and down. Oh. You can't do this with 2 and 3 because the world is a little bit different. This one is like you go into a dungeon, and you keep going down floors and floors and floors. Later on, there's an exit to get out, but it's like level 10 or 5 or something, or maybe it's 5 and 10. Anyway, the way D-Quest works, you spawn, you buy what you can with your starting money, you go into the dungeon together, and you never leave. Ever. And you see how far you can make it. It is impossible to beat the game this way. The game was designed to where you had to save and quit and then reload the game so you can fight the same stuff to level up to go to the next stage. Now, we have made it pretty far, but it is so incredibly hard.
So you just never get to level up this way?
No, you level up as you're fighting stuff. It's just that you can't level up as fast fighting what's in the game, because when you stop the game and save it and reload, it respawns all the stages. So you can fight lower level content.
You can just grind.
You can grind.
Oh, that's not fun.
Right. No. This way there is no grind, because once you kill everything on stage 1, it's empty forever.
Okay.
It is so much fun to do it like this.
I might actually do that. I can't stand grinding.
It takes about 45 minutes.
I'm not patient. Or
you just lose in 10 seconds. But what's even crazier is like you pick up a shield and you're like, this is my weapon now.
The shield?
Yeah, because like everything has a durability, and if it breaks, it's gone. So you play like the warrior, so he can repair the armor. Even though when you repair it with his ability, it like lowers the durability. So you can only do it so many times. But you run around beating it with the shield, and like you might find a sword, and you're like, "This is awesome! I'm so armed." You know, like you find a magic item, and you just flip out because you can't identify it until you find an identify scroll, and then you even flip out even more because you're like, "Awesome!" And then you got this awesome sword, and you run around and kill stuff.
So you can't get the magic out of it until you identify it?
Yeah, because it's unidentified when it drops.
So it just doesn't work.
You can't even equip it.
Yeah.
So but the idea is it's so much rewarding when you see anything drop, because it doesn't matter how crap it is. It's better than your fist.
Right.
It's such a fun experience.
That sounds
we titled it D-Quest.
Nice.
Cool. My number 2 is the game I've played the most out of this list, Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Oh, yeah.
And the terrorist hunt on that one. Some of my best game experience of all time. Yeah.
My best game, every time I think Rainbow Six, I feel like, oh, start the game, walk around, shot dead. What? That's literally like the biggest memory I have of Rainbow Six games.
Well, if you're terrible at it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like the first time I booted it up and walked around, it's like, bam.
That's what happened to me playing Battlefield.
Oh, that's fair.
Ago. Yeah.
Go out, die, respawn.
Yeah.
Repeat. Over and
Rainbow
over
Six,
again.
like you die, start the stage.
Oh.
That's what I like about it. When you die in Rainbow Six, you're dead. You just watch everyone else play.
Yeah.
And
that's what you like.
Yeah, I do. I like to spectate,
like Counter-Strike,
and root for them. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
For sure. One of the best things about it.
My number 2, Red Valkyrie needs food.
Gauntlet.
I love Gauntlet.
I remember Gauntlet.
Starting on Commodore 64, when me and my cousins would sit around and play the real crappy version of this, and excluding the arcade version, but they did bring it out on PlayStation 2, I think, or was it on PlayStation?
If you're talking about the 3D game, it's PlayStation 2.
Yeah. Okay. So the 3D version on PlayStation 2. This was another game that because me and Nikki played it a lot. So yeah, Gauntlet.
They had an odd side effect to that game. Is the one on the arcade, it's like the 2D top down or whatever. It became a semi co-op because you'll see food and somebody else is dying. But but you take the food anyway because you're like, I don't want to put another quarter in.
It costs you money.
Even though you have to work together to beat the game.
Money's on the line. You got more quarters.
Yeah, I see you line them up all on that second controller there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because you're like, let me have it, I'm dying. Well, I mean, you got another $1? Because at that point you were sent to the arcade with a limited amount of money.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, your health is always decreasing.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense to get it anyways. But
it's just funny because when we played on the Nintendo, we didn't do it like that. Like it's like, oh, you're almost dead. Grab it real quick. Grab it.
Yeah.
But in the arcade, you're like, I'm grabbing that.
Yeah. That's my key.
Yeah.
Semi-co-op.
Honorable mentions?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So honorable mention for me is Contra on the NES. It was probably the first co-op game really that I can really remember. And this, I'm guessing it was probably like 30 years ago.
What, 86, 87?
I don't know.
Around then, maybe?
Yeah, it's been a long time. So, if nobody knows what Contra is, it's kind of like a side-scrolling.
No one knows what
No one knows what
somebody,
Contra
if
is.
somebody doesn't know what Contra
Some
is.
10-year-old
Sorry.
kid somewhere
Yeah.
doesn't know what Contra is.
That's right.
By chance is listening to this with their dad.
Right? Side-scrolling, shooting commando type of game. It's going to be really old for you.
You should say, if
10-year-old.
you're curious about this, it's the only game that every single person in the world wanted on the SNES Classic.
Really?
And they chose not. Well, they put the other. No, they didn't put it on there at all, right?
No, it's not. No, I think it's on there.
They came up
I
with
think
like
it's the
Super
other one,
Contra
though.
too.
I think Super Contra's. The
Down
original
the line.
Contra's not on it.
It's not?
No.
Why?
Licensing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, and then I'm going to add it's a MMORPG. It's Dark Age of Camelot, when those types of games were really good back then, where you had to grind for your levels.
I feel like I do a top 5 MMOs.
Yeah.
That's why I left all these off.
49 to 50. You might have had to grind for like 3, 4, 5 days.
It was pretty.
Oh.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was
Before
awesome.
kids, it was so
That is
amazing.
not awesome.
No,
All I do is
It's
so,
like,
so good.
you went to max
EverQuest,
level. You worked for it.
like I would
You
never
went
play
at that level, you worked
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Nowadays you get
Yeah.
max level.
They just
and-
hand you levels.
Yeah.
They just give them
Yeah.
to
You
you.
get max level in
Yeah.
like a week of playing. Some
Yeah.
games you get max level in 3 days of playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Not in Dark Age of Camelot.
Yeah, but I have a job. I don't want to work for things.
That was my job.
He's correct.
No.
For the first ever, I've put multiple games as my honorable mention because I made it incredibly fast.
Sure.
Top 5 classic games. Here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time.
Oh, that was so good.
Syndicate. I don't know if you ever played that.
Uh-uh.
No.
It was kind of like a Shadowrun style game, but it was 4 players. It was amazing.
Huh.
Contra Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo. Fantastic. I liked it much better than all the other Contras. Knights of the Round, which I've tried to buy multiple times. I don't know why. It's like $150, but that's
Oh,
fine.
wow.
I have an emulator of it, but basically it's a side-scroll and beat 'em up like Golden Axe,
Okay.
but it is fantastic. And my number one is, this is actually number one, classic, you guessing?
Wait, is this your number
Simpsons?
one or is this your?
No, that's number one of my honorable mention
Oh, okay.
classic games.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Simpsons
Simpsons?
is decent, and I have it on the PlayStation 3 because they released it on the PlayStation Network. My number one co-op of my classic games is Secret of Mana
Okay.
because you
I
can
haven't
play
played
this
that one.
3 players, and it is fantastic multiplayer. So,
Don't know that one.
Would it hold up?
yes,
Okay.
I have it on my phone
Oh.
because they re-released it on the App Store.
I mean, did they update it or just a straight
They've-
re-release?
They've re-released it with 3D graphics and everything as of like a couple months ago, or maybe the end of last year.
Gotcha.
So it is highly recommended that you play this game. It's fantastic. It's like action RPG, so you run around and hit stuff like Zelda kind of deal,
Yeah.
but it has more Final Fantasy style of what's going on and RPG mechanisms and stuff. So
Okay,
Gotcha.
cool. Well, I'm glad you had like 10 honorable mentions because I had a really hard time coming up with this list as well. Like I had so many games I wanted to say, so I'm just going to say them.
that's fair.
For my honorable mentions, this is my real honorable mention because I haven't actually played it and I'd really like to play it. It's called Artemis, the Spaceship Bridge Simulator.
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Every time we go to Lexicon.
Sin City Con. Let's play it.
I just missed my chance. I'd really like to play it, but yeah,
Actually,
one of these days.
better yet, you should get the if you get VR, you can get the Star Trek
Wars?
Star Trek Enterprise deck crew. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically Artemis, but fantastic graphics.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Artemis looks like it was made 175 billion years ago.
So then we all get the VR and we play it co-op like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
It's actually even cooler because I think in Artemis you just got a computer and you're talking out loud to each other.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's called Bridge Commander, I think. But it is amazing. I watched like 45 minutes of gameplay on this, so I just felt like I was there.
But I felt like I played it.
But like in VR, you got hands. You're like, no click, do this. We got somebody coming up here. Blah, blah. What are you doing? The hands are all moving around crazy. It's fantastic.
That sounds so good.
The VR stuff is just absolutely phenomenal.
All right, one of these days. Okay. Some of my others. There's a game called Until Dawn, where it's it's almost like a movie, and you make decisions of what your characters say. But if you do that with somebody else, and you have to both agree on which one you're going to do, and like it's timed, you're running out of time.
Sometimes you're running through the forest, and they're like, run, take that path.
I didn't even know it was 2 players. Is it?
No, he's saying you play it with someone, and they're helping you make the decision.
I see.
You have to agree before you click on something, and you're under such a time pressure, and you're trying to discuss it, and it's fantastic. It's a great experience.
No, that's what we did with the kids. Like me,
you play with the kids.
Yeah,
it's
the
a
kids,
horror movie.
They really enjoyed it.
No, his kids are seasoned. You don't understand.
Right. You know that one of the people from that is the guy from that played Freddie Mercury.
No, I didn't know.
Okay, yeah, it's the crazy psycho guy.
Oh, okay.
He was it Remy Malek? I think is his name.
A clue.
Yeah,
but it's so good.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Oh, it's so good.
I like the name Remy. We're gonna name Theron Remy, but we did not.
Okay, and this one,
next one.
Yeah,
I have 2 more.
2 more.
This is similar to that in that it's not really a 2-player co-op, but I play it like that. It's called XCOM.
Oh,
yeah.
All the XCOMs.
Oh, just I loved all the XCOMs.
They were good. Yeah.
Play it on 2 people playing in the same room, but you just take turns controlling different.
Like, you get these 4
You get these
characters.
2
I get
guys,
these
I get
guys.
these 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that
That's
all
a
the
lot of
time
fun.
with like Final Fantasy Tactics and.
But you can't tell
Ogre
each other
Battle.
what to do, really. Like you can't be like quarterbacking it and say you do this. Like that guy's gonna do what he's gonna do.
You just pass the controller or whatever.
Yeah. So that makes it really a lot harder. And then last one is Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah.
Do you know it's
I haven't played it myself, but
yeah, I saw this come up a lot.
Yeah,
I got this.
It's charming and it gets hard, and it's a nice experience. I enjoyed it.
I bought it and then I started playing it. I did not like it, but I feel like I didn't play it long enough to give it a chance.
If you stick with it, it gets harder and harder, and it gets really good.
Yeah.
So those are all my
honorables.
Honorables. Thank you.
Honorable mentions. I put Contra to round that out. I put Siphon Filter on here. Me and my little cousin play this. This was on the first PlayStation.
You just pass it back and forth.
No, you could play the story mode together.
Syndicate is a cyberpunk world, and Siphon Filter is more like playing in like a Black Ops kind of.
It's like
Navy
world terrorist
SEAL
or whatever,
dude.
and you're trying to foil the terrorist and all this and stuff. But it was the first time I ever played a game that had like real headshots in it. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
I like that aspect about
it was so
games.
good and so fun, but when you go back and look at it,
it's probably awful.
It is sluggish. You're like, the guy walks like it's like it is very awkward to watch. You're like, what is he doing? It's like he's running, but his feet go out and push off as far away from his body as possible, and he just sways the top of his body around. It is awkward to watch.
Is this before like animator was a specified job?
I don't know. It was on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then I squeezed Minecraft on here.
That's fair.
You can't play that with people. So
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, drum rolls for number 1.
Number 1 for me is Monster Hunter. So if you like boss battles,
We'll go ahead and combine mine because this is the entire this game series is the entire reason that I bought Kingdom Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Keep going.
All right. Basically, you're doing the same thing in Kingdom Death. You're going around, killing these bosses, basically taking stuff off them, getting better gear, finding harder ones, and you're just
you have to talk and communicate and set
Right.
traps and lure them over. You're like, all right, you
Right,
go
right.
be the target.
Yeah.
What? It is so good.
That sounds great. It's a true co-op then.
It's only co-op.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah. There's no P versus P aspect to it.
Okay, I got to check this one out.
And pretty much most of the game is designed to buy against 4 players. So if you go in with 2, you're at a disadvantage.
You can still do it, but you're gonna work extra hard.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. Monster Hunter World is so good. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it.
Yeah. It's Monster Hunter World might be my top 5 favorite games ever. That's how good it is. Yeah. Anyway, your number 1.
Isn't it your number 1?
Yes.
It was mine.
Oh,
Doubled up.
Yeah, that's why I just doubled up. Sorry. Yeah, my number 1 is Monster Hunter, but specifically World. Although I've played all the other ones.
okay.
I haven't. I just played the World.
Yeah,
Which is probably the best one.
World is probably the best one. It's the most modern for sure. But they're all super good.
I'm definitely missing out because it's both of your number 1s. I don't know this game. So
It's so good.
Oh, you want to fight a big T-Rex? And
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I thought we had played a
Double
lot.
Joe?
Then, I talked to Emerson Matsuchi, the designer dude. He's like, "Hey, you still playing that?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we play it when I got it on the PC." And he's like, "Oh, I've got it on PS4." He's like, "I've got like over 1,000 fights with one weapon."
Yeah.
One weapon. I'm like, I don't even know if I have 1,000 total, dude. And we put like almost 80 something hours into it, I think.
A lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably more than 80.
Yeah.
We might do 10 in a day.
Yeah.
We played it more than 8 days.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Awesome.
So,
All right,
game.
so my number 1 is SWAT 4, and that's a tactical shooter where you go in as a SWAT team, and you can't just shoot everybody. You have to like assess the situation, and you have to arrest people, and you can't shoot them unless they shoot at you first. Like you get dinged on points if you just go in guns blazing. So you have to
so
actually,
it's almost like a puzzle too.
you have to have
And
a
you
plan.
react.
You know,
Basically.
you guys haven't played this.
No.
I didn't even know it was a game.
It's the best game ever.
Ah,
Really?
Okay.
Well, it makes sense if you put Vegas on there.
Yes. So I thought for sure you guys would have played this. I'm stunned.
Yeah.
Like you're probably stunned that I haven't played Monster Hunter, but
Is it newer?
no, I was ready to debate this because it's such an old game, and my
but it
question
still
is,
holds up?
no, it has to hold up because there's never been another like
Something really close to it.
why haven't they come up with anything?
Although we just got I mean, not just, but we have a game that's a SWAT game for VR. Where I think
That
it
you
might
never
be
played.
I know.
You know what? You
ready
actually
for
would
playing.
like. It's not like that at all.
Here's
I
the
thought
thing.
you walk around real slowly. It's not like
Well, no. What I mean
You're
by that
running
is
around and
it's
blazing.
called Firewall 0 Hour,
Okay.
and it's a 4-on-4 battle.
Yeah, no, it doesn't
right.
count.
It's a Counter-Strike equivalent.
Yeah.
He's talking. This
gotcha.
is like
You're-
a.
you're
want-
SWAT teaming.
I want
like,
tactical
This
shooters
is like Tom
yeah.
Clancy
against the AI.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight another
Other
team.
people.
But
Yeah.
I think that's what's happened these days. Like,
Well, you
Yeah.
might actually be interested in Payday 2. I know it's like like you're the bad guys.
yeah, I have played that one. Here's what happens in Payday 2. You go in, you kind of make a plan, and you're going to stick to the plan. Somebody screws up, and all of a sudden, it's just cops coming at you out of clown cars. Like,
I mean, that's true.
and then it just becomes
It's fun though.
It becomes a tower defense, basically.
It does, yeah.
And that's not that fun.
That's fair, yeah, because it is bad guys, and the it's basically romanticizing the whole violence of it.
Yeah. But it's just Twitch.
Let's get out of here, go get the front door.
Yeah, it's just shoot, Twitch. I want something that's tactical where you have to think and you have to plan, you have to work together, and one shot you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're dead, you're dead. You know.
Actually, the part I was actually thinking with Payday 2 is that if you play the game, did you ever play it where everyone's stealthy?
That never lasts.
Well, no. Well, if you play with the right people and who are actually good, because you can point your gun at somebody and they'll be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and then you can tie them up and stuff. And
Yeah, that's the whole
put
thing
them
with
somewhere
SWAT
else?
4. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
So if you play Payday 2 and specifically try to do everything with the stealth, which the game has a lot of things in it that cater to the stealth method, and you just have to kind of play it a few times, like trial and error to figure it out.
Yeah.
But most people don't want to do that because
Right.
it's so much easier to walk around with a shotgun and just blast people down.
Right. It really is.
And the reward is
difficult.
not even that better with the stealth. They should have made it dramatically better. But
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard. But once something goes wrong, then it's just a different game, and it's not.
I mean, that's fair. Like if the stealth aspect fails and somebody messes up, then it just reverts to shoot and run and gun.
Yeah.
So whereas that game, you probably just fail.
Yeah. I think what has happened nowadays is that companies are going to this thing where it's team against team, it's player against player, because they don't have to program as much. They don't have to worry about doing the AI. They don't have to actually make levels that matter.
Yeah. actually on some of the games they got rid of the campaign portion and just went straight.
Well,
Beavers.
I don't know if they did it for that reason.
Absolutely, they did.
I think they did it because competitive games are much more lucrative than cooperative games.
Yeah, it's ruined it for me. Like, I'm not interested in any of them.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, look at like League of Legends. It's one map. You play 5-on-5. You play the exact because it becomes more like a sport at that point. Yeah. Like the esports idea is massive. To give you an idea, League of Legends makes $3,000 a minute.
Yeah. Well,
that's insane.
I think there's definitely a market there, though. The number of people who are longing for a game like Rainbow Six, like SWAT 4, that's an actual tactical shooter. I think there's enough people like me out there that it would do well. I think they should do it.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway.
My number one.
Final drum roll.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh.
Ah.
I mean, that's exciting, though, because it's a good game.
Yeah.
It is. It's a very good game. It's just,
again, George, I played this with my kids. We ran around shooting zombies. This was actually
when The Walking Dead came out, man, it's like, yeah, my kids enjoyed it. I'm like,
so yeah, it's
They've seen worse.
Yeah. We would have 3 Xbox 360s in each of our rooms, and we would sit there and.
That's pretty awesome.
We would play this one because it was too hard having 4-way split screen, so we would actually have 3 different consoles going. Right?
Yeah, agreed.
To play this one, but
it's awkward to play a 2-player split screen with that too.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun, just us running around and there's a witch. You know, the kid. I can, don't make any noises. Oh, she's coming at us. You know, it was a lot of fun. So.
It was great.
Or I heard a jockey laughing. You know, hearing the kids would be yelling back and forth in their rooms. It was a lot of fun. So
I always remember this story where you told me about because around the same time that Walking Dead, I guess you're like, Parker watches that, blah blah blah, but then he watched Starship Troopers. And things went south.
Well, he doesn't watch Walking Dead. Desi does, but yeah, the Starship Trooper experience was awful because he liked bugs. I was like, hey, there's all kinds of bugs in this movie. But I specifically remember him. He was probably 5.
Oh my gosh!
And George is like, "What is this parent doing?" And.
Did you watch The Cube with him too?
No.
Well, Starship Troopers is pretty fun.
It's super
and,
like campy
cheesy.
and silly. Yeah, it's cheesy like stuff. It's and
dismemberment and
I'm okay with like
impaling.
it's not human on human. It's not real. As long as it's not real, I look at it as it's not that big of a deal. But whenever there was a scene where they pick a person up and threw it in a crowd of bugs and they just started like nipping at it and arms and legs started going everywhere.
Not terrifying.
And my dad was there whenever he watched this. My son just started going, "What are they doing to him?" And started like freaking out. And I was like, "Dad, turn it off, get it off, turn the TV off."
This is going badly.
That didn't work.
Was that when I was like, you
funny.
freak out, but you want to laugh?
No, because
Or was
he was like legitimately terrified.
And is he now like just phobic of bugs in general?
No, he loves bugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's still we have to tell him
it's
sometimes
aliens
like
that worry him.
Don't touch stuff.
Leave the bees alone. They don't want to be your friend. Like, he always wants to get bees on his hand and stuff. I was like, dude, just leave them. You don't. Most of the time, they're not going to bother you, but
Wow. Well,
They
good
can't.
job making your kid fearless. That's awesome.
he doesn't like horror movies so much. But Desi does. My daughter does.
If he likes bugs, tell him to watch The Fly. No, I'm just kidding.
That movie traumatized me,
classic one,
so I don't know if I'm ready to let them see that one.
That's
ending.
fair.
Oh.
The birthing scene was a little too much. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of the old one. Oh.
Well, like the before Jeff Goldblum. Because that one was a
actual
remake.
one.
Yeah, the black and white one.
I was talking about the
thing.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, jeez.
I'm glad we did this list though, because I ran into one game that I am totally going to buy, and we got to play it.
What's that?
Probably mostly with Eric, but
SWAT
it's called Salt and Sanctuary, and it's basically a side-scrolling Castlevania-like game with Dark Souls level of difficulty.
Oh,
Sounds horrible.
It sounds,
sounds horrible.
It sounds great,
It sounds
and you're going to be
awful.
subjected to it.
Yeah.
Have fun, Eric.
Yeah.
at the mention of Dark Souls, that's one that's my biggest regret that it's not on this list, because you can't play it 2-player without going through all kinds of trouble to get to
really?
that.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. If that was a 2-player game, it would be my favorite game ever.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, it might beat SWAT, but it would definitely be up there because it's such a great game. Why can't you just play it?
Was it
2-player?
is Dark Souls Capcom? Hang on.
All the Dark Souls ones? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it Capcom?
think.
That's the.
That's the reason.
No, it's Bandai.
Bandai. Oh,
I think From Software. I don't know. It's definitely not them.
it's a family-friendly show. I can't say what I want to say. But
That's fair.
why didn't they just make it 2-player? Why not?
Yeah, no, it's like so many hoops because
Yeah.
you come in and then
I've
you're
never
a
played it
ghost
that way.
and
Too many hoops.
You know, like it doesn't really progress one person, but it progresses the other, the main person. It's a stupid concept. I hate when
Yeah,
they do
it's
that
the
stuff.
worst. And it could have been the best game.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about earlier Monster Hunter games is that in order to mark a quest completed, you have to be the initiator.
Oh, really?
So if you're playing 4 players, you literally have to play it like 4
The
times.
people
I'm
helping
sorry,
you didn't get
I'm sorry.
credit.
I'm sorry. Only the final, like everything has like a star rating. To do the final mission of each star rating, you have to complete it as the main initiator, the quest launcher. All the other ones you get marked completed though. It's a
matter?
stupid concept. No, I don't know why. It literally would be like a binary thing in coding.
No,
Right.
Yes or no.
right.
Credit,
But
yes.
Does
Credit,
it
no.
does it matter if, let's say, you're the person who always
Starts
gets
it.
the star or whatever? Like, does it matter that I don't have a star? I don't
Yes.
care as long as I get to play.
Oh, you want to progress.
Because
Do
you
I?
could, like, for instance, if you're doing 3 ranked or 4-star quests, right? And we've done them all, and it unlocks the last one that you have to complete to go to 5-star. Each of us has to complete it because you can't play 5-star unless you have it marked complete yourself.
Okay, that's terrible then.
But
Yeah.
not on Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World is fantastic.
yeah.
I was just saying
That's-
I was bringing it up as a comparison, but like that's the older Monster Hunters.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
nothing to worry about if you were to play Monster Hunter World. They modernized it quite a bit. So
There was a game that I didn't really look at, but I just saw the name of it and saw like a couple blurbs about it that I thought maybe this is like a multiplayer Dark Souls. I don't know, but it's like a Warhammer Vermin something
or
other.
Vermintide.
Yeah, do you know
Yeah.
that one?
I think that is against other players.
Oh,
I don't think it's a
of course.
yeah. I have it on my wish list on Steam. But
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is actually. I
Yeah.
think I bought it and started playing it and was like, "This is only against other people."
Oh, I hate
it
that.
is.
I hate that so much.
yeah. Well, anyway, I think we're gonna wrap this one up.